Do you know if defendant Fouts, if the Superior Court saw her on their warrant?
Who's that?
On the last name is Fuchs, Brianna, that she had a
Yes.
superior, okay,
I do think, yeah, I'm pretty sure she just saw him like a little
okay,
while ago.
okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Can I bug you real quick?
Yeah.
That acceptance of
Yeah.
paperwork,
Yeah.
does the defendant have to be there, or can the attorney waive his presence since he's already signed the paperwork?
It's the defendant, we've got to talk to him about your waiving these rights and.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we need to talk to the
Yeah.
defendant, yes. Okay.
No, sir, can you state your name?
Joe Vaughn,
State your full name, please.
Joseph Vaughn, Joseph Michael Vaughn.
Thank you, sir. I want to confirm your residence. All right, the state is alleging a total of 4 charges against you. 3 of them are felony allegations and 1 is a misdemeanor allegation. The 3 felonies are burglary in the second degree, fraudulent use of a credit card, and theft of a credit card. The misdemeanor violation is a theft charge, shoplifting. On those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for a 2-part hearing. The first part is a preliminary hearing regarding the felonies. The preliminary hearing is to determine if there's probable cause to charge you with those felony allegations. If probable cause is found, then your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If probable cause is not found, then the felony allegations could dismiss. On the misdemeanor charge, the shoplifting, you're scheduled for the same date, but at 1:15 p.m. to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to that misdemeanor charge. Depending on how you plead on the misdemeanor will be what happens next with the court proceedings, and all of those options, as well as the penalty range, will be explained to you at that hearing prior to giving your plea. Back onto the felony allegations. There's a possibility that the case may go in front of a grand jury prior to that court date. If that occurs, you don't need to come to court at the 4 o'clock time. We still need you at 1:15, but the 4 o'clock may go away if the case goes in front of a grand jury. We just don't know today if that will happen or not. Best thing for you to do is to check a business day ahead of time on the felonies to see if you need to show up at 4, or you can just inquire at 1:15 when you're here already. Your release conditions are as follows. Obey all orders of the court. Do not commit any crimes. Notify the court immediately if you change address. Do not contact the alleged victim in any manner. Do not go near the location of the alleged offense. Do not possess any firearms since they're felony allegations. If you're convicted, you could become a prohibited possessor. Regarding the felonies, I'm placing a total of $7,500 bond, and on the one misdemeanor violation, a shoplifting theft charge of $1,000. So you have a total of $8,500. Being that you're held in custody on the felonies, you have the right to a court-appointed attorney if you cannot afford to hire one. So I'll be sending you a financial questionnaire that, if you wish to exercise that right for a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost to you, fill out that questionnaire. The other part that happens is the prosecutor must file a complaint against you within 48 hours of the date and time of this hearing. It does not count weekends and holidays. So if they fail to file that complaint timely, you'll be released on those felony allegations without having to post bond. Okay? So that $7,500 will drop. If they do file the complaint, then and if you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, then your attorney will be assigned at that time, be made aware of your charges, of your in-custody status, and of your bond. Do you have any questions on that?
I just asked if there's any leniency on that. My wife just came pregnant, and I need to work. She doesn't have a job. I'm the only one that's providing. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I know two of them aren't going to go anywhere with this.
What I'll do is I'm going to remove the bond off of the misdemeanor allegation. I'll keep the bond in place at $7,500, but if the complaint doesn't file, then you'll be released, and so you'll be out of custody. If they do file that complaint, then the prosecutors made that decision that they wanted you held. Okay, so that's what I'll do. Otherwise, you would have still been held on that misdemeanor. So I'm going to go ahead and release you on your own R with the information you provided. And if that complaint does not file on the felony allegations, then you'll be walking out after the 48 hours, business hours.
Is that including the time I've been here already?
It's from the date and time of this hearing.
Okay.
This hearing. Yeah, the timeline starts at 12 o'clock today. So that'll be Tuesday at 12 o'clock. Okay. Any other questions in that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all I got for you then. You state your name, please.
Johnny Baker.
All right, Mr. Baker, I want to confirm your address.
She raised me for a good part of my life. Is there anything that her funeral's tomorrow? And is there anything I could do to be there, sir?
So
This is
here, so
this case is so old. It's
let me answer your question. All right, you're right. The case is so old. So unfortunately, you let it go to lapsing to this terrible timing. You could have it's a 2018 case. It could have been handled in 2019, 2020, all the way. You've had several years to remedy this. The problem is if you explain that to the law enforcement on the arresting, and they didn't give you a break on that, the court, our hands are tied.
I
You're here,
explained it to him, and he was
right?
an asshole.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, sir. What the warrant says is that law enforcement shall, not may, shall make an arrest if there's a warrant, because this has gone too long. So these
And also,
these terrible circumstances that you've described have not been there for 6 years, but now they're very important to you.
And also, I had a friend coming with me to help drive me, help with gas. He's living out in my truck outside of the jail here with my dog. I mean,
Did he know you had a warrant for your arrest and that you're running from the law? Well, then you might have told him that before he did all those commitments to you.
sir, I wasn't running from the law. I didn't even know.
Okay, since you've got arrested, the court, this other agency wants you. So our hands are tied at this court.
Over some marijuana from 2018, really?
I have no idea. I know that you have a bond of $1,110.63.
What's going to happen now?
You'll be held and they'll be notified, and they'll come and get you unless you post bond.
I haven't even been able to make a phone call since I've been
Okay,
arrested.
so let them know after this appearance. That's normal, by the way. Just so you know, they're not picking on you. It's normal.
It's normal to not get a phone call after getting booked?
Correct. You have to see a judge. If you don't like law, then you got to call legislation and vote. Okay. So now that you've seen the judge, now at their convenience, not at your demand, but at their convenience, you can have a phone call. So it does you diligence to work with them instead of being so antagonistic.
I have been.
Okay.
I've cooperated the whole time.
Well, yeah, but they're following the law. You got to see a judge before they can do those things. Okay. So here's they'll be notified. You're held on the warrant unless you can get somebody to get you a bond of that amount that I told you. That's all I have for you, sir.
Is that it?
Okay, that's all I got. Have a good day.
Yeah, actually, let me get these other people out of the way. Yeah, they pulled in for the judge.
Brandon, kitty goose.
All right. Okay, I want to confirm. All right, the state is alleging one charge against you, which is a drug paraphernalia possession or use. that you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial on. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing on the 22nd of June at 4:00 p.m. The preliminary hearing is to determine if there's probable cause to charge you with that violation, not convict you. If probable cause is found, then your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If it's not found, it could dismiss. Your release conditions are as follows. Obey all orders of the court. Do not commit any crimes. Notify the court immediately if your address changes. Do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. And do not possess any firearms. It is another felony allegation made against you. There is a possibility that the case will go in front of a grand jury prior to your court date. If that occurs, then you don't need to appear on that court date. So the best thing to do is to find out a day ahead of time, a business day ahead of time, to see if your case is still proceeding to court. I'm placing a $500 bond hold on you so you'll remain in custody. Since you're held in custody, you have the right to a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost if you cannot afford to hire one. I'll send a financial questionnaire with your information. So if you wish to exercise a right for a court-appointed attorney, then complete that questionnaire. The prosecutor has 48 hours to file a formal complaint against you from the date and time of this hearing, not counting weekends and holidays. If they fail to file that complaint timely, you'll be released on your own recognizance on that local charge, okay? You won't have to come up with the bail. If they do file the complaint and you qualify for a court-appointed attorney based on the financial information you provided, if you decide to do that, your attorney will be assigned at that time, made aware of your charges, your in-custody status, and your bond.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Maricopa County also has a warrant for your arrest on a case at a 2025 has a $250 bond. So they'll be notified once these charges are resolved that they can come to pick you up unless you post bond on those charges as well.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, that's all I've got for you.
Step to that counter, state your full name to the judge.
Lisa Don Burst.
Okay, can you step forward and then speak up a little bit, please?
Lisa Don Burst.
Okay. All right, I want to confirm address with you. All right, you're here under the authority of a warrant for failure to appear. This is not the first time that you failed to appear on this case. You had pled not guilty to a charge of disorderly conduct and criminal damage, both under the domestic violence statute.
Yes.
We've scheduled that pre-trial conference for you. It's continued to now the 22nd of June at 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
Your release conditions are the same as they were before. Obey all orders of the court. Do not commit any crimes. Notify the court immediately if your address changes. Do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. And do not contact the alleged victim with unwanted contact. The $500 cash bond will remain in place until that court date. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's all I've got for you.
That one then. You're gonna step to the counter, state your full name for the judge, okay?
Shelby Lene Miller.
Okay, give me one moment. All right, Miss Miller, let me confirm your address. All right, the state is alleging one charge of disorderly conduct against you filed under the domestic violence statute. That's a misdemeanor allegation that you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial on. I've scheduled you for an arraignment on the 8th of July at 9 o'clock in the morning. The arraignment is where you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest. Prior to you giving your plea, the penalty range will be explained to you as well as your plea options. The release conditions are as follows: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court of any address change, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, do not have any unwanted contact with the alleged victim. So what that means is you're allowed to speak to each other unless the other party tells you they don't want to talk to you. Then if you don't comply with that request, you're violating this court's order and your release can be revoked and taken back into custody. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I live on her property though.
Yeah,
I live at the end. That's okay.
all of that's fine. The only thing that you can't do is have unwanted contact. So you still can communicate. You can still do all those things until the other party says, I don't want to talk to you anymore. If there's an argument started and they say, I don't want to talk to you, you got to comply with that or you're violating this court's orders. You
Yes,
understand?
sir.
All right. I'm also ordering you to report to pretrial services. So when you're released from custody, I plan on releasing you on your own recognizance. When you're released, you'll be provided a name and phone number. That's to the probation department. You're not on probation, but you are on release services. They're going to monitor you to make sure you're abiding by these release conditions and monitor to make sure that you're appearing in court as you're supposed to. As long as you comply with all of those requirements, then your release will be fine and we'll just see you on the next court date. They're going to monitor you until the case is adjudicated, which means it comes to a completion at the end. Okay? So make sure you call them once you're released. Do you understand?
Like immediately.
Yes, like when you walk out of the cell, if you've got your phone with you, you want to call them. They're expecting it. Okay? Any other questions?
No, sir.
Can you comply with those release orders?
Yes, sir.
And you'll show up to court as promised?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll release you on your own recognizance. If you don't have any questions, that's all I have for you.
Wait, I have one more question.
Okay.
Like on the day you said July 8th,
Yes.
that day, could that lead to me going back to jail or anything?
There's a lot, that's a big question. I can't say what the prosecutors will do in the case. They're the ones that kind of decide that. Unless something really goes wrong, a judge can overstep it, but I don't see that will occur. But we'll explain all of that at the next hearing. But I wouldn't put too much concern in you going to jail or any of those things. You're in custody now because of the arrest of the offense. Okay? You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I have for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We got one more, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right here. Right here.
I'm gonna collapse.
Huh?
I'm gonna collapse right now.
You're gonna collapse or you're gonna see Judge right here, knee on the counter.
Well, sir, can you state your name?
Charles Underwood.
Your full name, please?
Charles Eugene Underwood III.
Thank you, sir. The state is alleging 4 charges against you. One is possession of drug paraphernalia. The other is unlawful tattooing. And the third is unlawful flight from law enforcement. Those are all felony allegations. The one misdemeanor allegation is driving with a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license. On those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for a 2-part hearing on the 1st of July at 4:00 p.m. The first part is regarding the felonies, and that's a preliminary hearing to determine if there's probable cause to charge you with those felony allegations, not convict you. If the determination is that there is probable cause, your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If there's not probable cause, those felony allegations could dismiss. The second part of the hearing is an arraignment for the misdemeanor violation that you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to on those charges. Depending on how your plea is what happens next with the court proceedings. All of those options, as well as the penalty range, will be explained to you prior to giving your plea at that date. Your release conditions are as follows. Obey all orders of the court. Do not commit any crimes. Notify the court immediately of any change of address. Do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. Do not possess any firearms, and ordering you to report to pretrial services. So when you're released out of custody, call the probation department. You'll have their name and phone number. You're not on probation, but you are on release services. If you fail to call or fail to comply with their requirements or fail to obey these release conditions, your release can be revoked. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With your promise to obey the release conditions and to appear in court, I release you on your own recognizance. Do I have your promise?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. That's all I've got for you.
All right, present court.
All right, that's it. Do you want me to send that to that general email that we talked about? Because there was a problem sending it because I think they used capital and lowercase letters, or should I just send it to Mr. French?
Send it to Mr. French, sir.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You have a good day, Your Honor.
You do the same.